Welcome to GwinnettDailyPost.com. Todd Klein and Will Hammock here talking football. Will, wrapping up the season, talking about some superlatives, looking for your picks for coach and players of the year. We start off on the coaching level. Had a lot of great coaches this year. Who are some of those great performances, and talk about who would be your choice as coach of the year?
Yeah, there's a lot of great coaching candidates. You look at the 5A level there towards the playoffs. Kevin Reach, what a great job in his first year at Collinsville, getting them to the semifinals. Mickey Kahn, I think, turning that team around as he did to beat North Gwinnett in the playoffs and make it to the state semifinals. I think he did a great job. Tim Coakley over at GAC really turning that program around from a 1-win season to a 9-win playoff team that pushed Carver Columbus to the limit. So all those guys did great jobs. I think for me right now, it's got to be Mark Cruz. His team was 6-6 last year, 5-5 in the regular season. Completely got things rolling in the opposite direction. Won another region title this season, and as of now, getting ready to play for a state championship.
Well, let's move over to the offensive side, Will. A lot of great offensive players. Talk about some of those, and then who your pick is for Player of the Year on offense.
There's a lot of record breakers this year. I think you talk about Kyle Krampoulos over at Wesleyan, put up huge yards. Andrew Firking over at Wesleyan broke some passing records. And just guys that put up offensive performances all over the board. I mean, you're talking about a guy like Kent Rollins, who's a great football player, had another great season. Aaron Wimberly, all those guys did great. But for me, I mean, right now, Taylor Heineke's got to be the guy. He's the guy that put up just ridiculous numbers. The second best passing performance in state history in the state of Georgia. Gwinnett's never even had a 4,000-yard passer. The state of Georgia's only had 2, and Taylor Heineke's one of them, second best passer in Georgia history. So it's tough not to go with Taylor as the Offensive Player of the Year in Gwinnett County.
And then we move over to the defensive side. Again, some very good players. A couple on the same team just had great years on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, the Kimdichie brothers over at Grayson, I thought, were 2 standout players over there and really led that defense. Very athletic. I think both those guys are playmakers and are going to be big-time college recruits before it's all said and done. But for the Brookwood Broncos, who made it so far this season, I think they had the 2 standout difference makers on defense. Cameron Lynch broke the Brookwood sack record. He's a guy that was just active all over the field, putting heat on the quarterback. And Nick Moore, really the leader of that defense in the secondary, led the county in interceptions, and he was right up there making plays throughout the playoffs, and also a guy that's contributed a good bit on the offensive side of the ball with some good blocking and pass catching. So I look for maybe a co-player of the year between Nick Moore and Cameron Lynch.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Please check back next week at GwinnettDailyPost.com for more Talkin' Football.